Hello, everybody. What's up, guys? Um, I do apologize. I was supposed to start this here at 8 o'clock. I was going to go live at 8 o'clock, but unfortunately, right here in this very chair, I had fallen asleep. I was live with Gary Spikes Jr. with the Poor Boys Paranormal podcast show, and um, we were on for 3 hours. And after I got off with them, here I am. I kicked back, laid back, and dozed off. I passed out for a couple hours, and I was like, well, what the heck? I could have just skipped tonight, but I decided, what the heck? I'll go ahead live for a little while. I'm not going to go into 3 hours long, that's for sure. But I decided I'll go live for a little bit. Maybe ask or answer, respond to some questions if you have any questions. I'll try my best to respond. Um, so basically, I guess what I'll start off with, what I want to make mention of, just one minor thing. Um, I think this time of year we're in the weather has actually become very mild. This is actually starting to, with me, this is actually getting into my camping season, where the humidity is dropping down, and we're starting to get a little bit more comfortable weather. Yeah, this is my camping season. This is when you guys will start seeing me out in the woods. This is where you guys will start seeing more field videos. I mean, throughout the year, even the summertime, I usually get out to the woods, but it's been a busy year. I've had obstacles. I have, a few things that kind of not quite get me out there as much as I want to. So yeah, again, this is starting to begin my camping season. It's a great time for bigfooting. And any of you guys are out there, any of you guys that like to get out to the woods, go looking for Bigfoot. As we approach the fall, as the temperatures drop down and get a little bit mild, this is the time of year. This is when you want to get out there. When it's so hot and humid, I mean, a lot of your wildlife, I mean, they're not going to be so much on the move unless they're feeding. Um, because think about it. I mean, are you going to want to go out in the woods and you know where it's so hot and humid? You got the mosquitoes, you got everything else. You can't relax and enjoy yourself. You want to be in the shade. You want to be where it's cool and comfortable. Think of it, squatches are basically the same way. So, yeah, like I see Frank Stroud. Yeah, I know he's been getting out there a lot lately. He's Frank's been sharing a lot with me, so Frank's getting out in the woods. Um, so so yeah, basically that's what I wanted to let you guys kind of give you a rundown, or something to look forward to. That I'll be out in the woods before long. Um, so at this point, things have been tight on me, just like it is everyone else. Like I mentioned, we run into obstacles. Some of us a little bit more than others. Um, you know, so not to get into some of those obstacles, but some of those obstacles, might mean our personal vehicles. So having issues with them. That's me. Yeah, that's me, ladies and gentlemen. Preventing you from getting anywhere. Yeah, I have a backup vehicle that's I'm borrowing right now from a family member. But out of respect for them, I have to limit the use of that. So anyway, enough of that. I hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is doing well. If you guys have any questions, I'm watching the live chat right now. What's up, Chewy? Michael Gordano, from Maryland / West Virginia. We all, for those who see him here under the comments, under the chat, we call him Chew. That's his nickname. Everyone say hello to Chew. And so haven't seen you in a while, talked to you in a while, Chew. Hope everything's well out there. Yeah, we got Mr. Donald Slovey back again. She said, "Baby daddy, a mini man." Yeah, yes, my minivan. Yep. Um. Well, like I said, I'm not going to be long tonight. I don't want to drag things out too long. For those who've been missing out or have not been following Gary Spikes Jr. On his random podcast shows, he does a lot of interviews with people, but he releases them weekly. But we've also been carrying on a lot of random live podcast shows. Um, and with that being said, we've have there's been like four or five of us at a time, roughly, and the discussions we've been getting into some pretty good discussions, and thanks to the people that are watching because they're the ones who will direct us into the discussion with their questions. And some of the topics we've been covering are the Bigfoot tracks. Um, you know, certain questions surrounding Bigfoot tracks and so forth. And some of the questions that are being asked are great because it's as we inform people with our logical point of view or sharing common sense. A lot of it's helping people. A lot of people are actually gaining from that, which is awesome. So, hey, Steven, we have Steven Bartholomew here. Yep, the Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum says hi. So, yeah, go, everybody, yeah, on Facebook, go to their Facebook page. It is labeled as Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum. Go check them out. September 28th. September 28th. They are holding their fourth Bigfoot in the Park. Yeah, it's called Bigfoot in the Park number 4. It's happening right there at the Medoc Mountain State Park in North Carolina. You need to check that out. It's happening in Medoc, MEDOC Mountain State Park, in North Carolina. Check that out. Um, okay, Trish, you said you just started with his park. Awesome. Well, Gary's still a little new, but you know what? He's making with what Gary's doing, he's actually making a pretty big impact. A lot of people are actually catching on to his, um, and he's actually pretty his radio thing is actually growing pretty well. I'm actually meeting new people from off of his show for the first time. So yeah, he's making pretty good contact. He's making he's reaching out to people that I don't even know that I have never met before. And that's one thing I really believe in is spreading awareness. When I say spreading awareness, it's why I believe in posting and sharing every little bit of information, or sharing my podcast or my Facebook Live or whatever it may be. I share in multiple groups. I share everywhere. The larger the audience, the better because that's spreading awareness. Um, and what am I spreading awareness of? Just simple information. Um, I don't expect everyone to pick up on it. It's just sometimes a lot of the information we share is basic knowledge. It's common sense, things that a lot of people might already know. But then again, it's pieces of information such as sometimes we talk about outings and other events happening in various locations, what I just did with you know the upcoming event. So and then as far as research, there's some of the research information that we look at certain topics and we try to help people understand. Are we experts? No, we're not experts by no means. We're not experts by no means. But we try to help people understand things that they don't understand themselves. We share different opinions. We're strongly and highly opinionated. And some of the information that we might share is something that we might have experienced, and we share our experiences of knowledge with other people. So that's all we do. There's some things that I might study. There's something I might know that someone else doesn't know, and there's something that somebody else might know that I don't know, and we share that with each other as well as with all of you. So, so I kind of give you guys a little bit of understanding why we do what we do. So, um, Yeah, Trish said, "I love the lives so much better than just podcasts." Well, I mean, yeah, that's what the podcasts are really for. Yeah, I mean, we go live with the podcast, and so and Mike Chewy said, "Any Bigfooters on the Cold Road?" No, although you know who says they exist there. There ain't no 20-footers around. I hope there's no other gullible people in the world that think like that. But yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Chewy. So, but yeah, I know a lot of people do appreciate what we do. And I will mention it even while I'm on here. I won't be on here too long, but I will welcome any questions anyone might have. I mean, I will try my best to respond. I'm not an expert in any way, shape, or form because experts do not exist in the world of Bigfoot. We could act professional in the subject, but there is also no professionals in this community. As far as when I say people call themselves professionals, to me that's like calling themselves experts. We could act professional, we could present ourselves in a professional manner, but there's no professionals in this because to me that's saying that you're an expert. To me, that's making you putting yourself bigger than others. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't care who has the best reputation out there. I don't care if you're Cliff Barackman. I don't care if you're Bob Gimlin. Yeah, there's people that kiss ass and worship these people, but they're human beings. I mean, it doesn't give them the full knowledge just because they one might have a radio show or a TV show, or just because someone happened to be there and filming a Bigfoot. And there's all these other people that might have done that today. They don't get the attention that some of the old timers are getting. To me, is just it doesn't that does not give them anything above any of us little people that think about it. I mean, to me, why are we glorifying people that were on TV? Why are we glorifying people that have videos? I mean, they're human beings. They're no different than me and you. I mean, it's whatever. um, I have great respect for these people, but I'm not going to bow down and glorify them. Dr. Jeff Meldrum, great guy, highly intelligent. He's highly educated, but I'm not going to bow down and worship and glorify the man. People call him experts. He's an expert in his field, yes, and he uses his expertise in what is discovered and what is found with the tracks that we come across. To me, he is the closest to what we have as a Bigfoot expert when it comes to the foot tracks, because that's what he specializes in. So, any pointers for newbies? That's a good question. One thing I will tell you to present, I will present to anyone who's new that's getting out into the field. I highly recommend if you want to get involved with Bigfoot. The one thing I tell everybody: number one, get familiar with your known wildlife. Depending on your location, what's more common there? Like here in Virginia, I spoke often here in Virginia. I'll use black bears for example. We have a lot of black bears, and of course, bears. Their tracks, period. Their tracks are highly misidentified. Even by some known adults that are involved in Bigfoot. If you got Bigfoot on the mind and you come across a bear track, you're going to call it. Most likely they're going to be referred to it as a Sasquatch track because Bigfoot's on their brain. I know I can tell you about other local Bigfooters that had pointed out bear tracks and other human tracks in campsites and think they're Bigfoot tracks. Yeah, these people will call human tracks Sasquatch tracks because they have to find a humanoid um, track in a campsite. You can't say that's a Sasquatch track, especially when the toes are close together. But yeah, bears, as far as anyone getting involved, yeah, you want to study and get familiar and well acquainted with what is known before seeking the unknown. I'm serious. How could anybody call themselves a Bigfoot researcher? Oh, well, anybody could do that. It, everyone has that right because there's no education and no degree for any such thing. That's including cryptozoology. There's no education for cryptozoology. Okay, but how could anybody just go out there and say, "Yeah, I'm a Bigfoot researcher," but I don't know how I don't know how to identify a bear track. I don't know what a cat track looks like. I don't know why this tree's broken because hey, oh, tree's broken. Bigfoot was here. Yeah, but you're neglecting every other known possibility. The weather, nature, and so forth, etc., etc. Bears break trees. Yes, they do. Bears will push over trees. Yes, they do. People don't want to hear this because they got Sasquatch on the mind for everything that they find. That's their ignorance. Avoid those kind of people because they will deceive you. That's what's stuck on their mind. They will deceive you because everything they want, everything broken, everything bizarre, or something that they can't explain in nature turns into Bigfoot for them. Okay? I take a scientific approach. I know there's some people that don't want to hear that, but I take a scientific approach in a logical, critical way of pointing out and presenting what is out there. Because somebody has something unexplained, they want to either look at it as Bigfoot or any other paranormal sense. People don't know. That's the problem. People don't have common sense no more. That's gone out the doors. People have gone. The common sense today is no longer existing. Common sense itself is becoming encrypted. It's no longer starting to become existent. That's all. I know I'm very straightforward. For some of you guys that might be new, you're learning that I'm very blunt and straightforward. I don't get to rant like this on other people's podcasts. Um, for, actually, this is very mild. I could get pretty ugly because I'm very honest. Um, so yeah, get familiar with what's out there. Um, there's always something to learn. There's the things that we don't think big wildlife is capable of. Trust me, I've seen it happen. I've seen it done. But bears, study your known species. Get familiar with what's inhabited in your research area. Talk about research area. Get familiar with, if you find a plot of land that you believe is active, stay in that location. Focus on that property. Focus in that. Work yourself a zone, just like I do. I have several different zones broken down, but I have my favorite location, study and focus in. Um, Pay attention. Visit those locations. Check for changes. You know, observe what's happening in there. You'll be surprised. Um, so yeah. Donald said, "I'm not much for structures, but I find some interesting things today." Oh, okay, yeah, absolutely, Donald. I'll be glad to take a look at them a little later. I'm the same way. I'm very objective on structures and formations, but I do come across. If you guys go through my photos on my Facebook page, you guys might get familiar or might see some of the things I come across. Um, some of them I find very fascinating. Some I like to believe that weren't done by humans. Um, some I like to believe that weren't done by nature and other wildlife. Some of them I like to believe that there's a possibility that Sasquatch just may have done that. So, um, but yeah, I tell you what, the evidence is out there. The evidence is out there. It's rare, but it's out there. Trust me. Take your time. Be persistent. Dedicate yourself out there. Get out there as much as possible. Even if you walk down the same trail, or if you're a trail walker, if you walk the same trail every day, pay attention to it. Do not ignore it. Just because today you didn't see something, you might see it tomorrow. So that's one thing you really might like. You might come across something. So Frank said, like our main areas are Discovery, Stream, and Bluff Loop trails at Medoc. All reports come out of those three, and that's why I'm on those a lot, keeping eyes out. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like I tell people, like I use my own research area for example, because in the national forest you have all these different locations, and they're I have zones broken down in zones. So and some of these zones they are miles apart because of the zones themselves cover a large area. I have locations around that border other the other state, and but I'm not going to get into all that tonight. It's a little too much to carry on. But do we have any other questions that I might be able to address? Because, like I said, I wasn't since I started late tonight. I wasn't going to be on here too long. Definitely not going to be on too long. So unless you have questions, any other questions before I fade out of here? Because it's Sunday night. It's a work night. I definitely want to relax for the evening. Hello, Heather McDuffie. And if you guys are seeing this live feed right now, feel free to share it around. Which I didn't get to do when I started this one here. I did not get to share this one around. So feel free to share it around. If you guys want to check out some field videos and other podcast shows, please feel free to go to my YouTube channel. It's called Bigfoot Zone, ECBRO. Yep, Bigfoot Zone and ECBRO in parentheses. It's easy to find. Some of you guys are probably, most of you guys are probably already subscribed. But if you're not subscribed, if you want to stay on top and get the notification, make sure you hit the word subscribe and then hit that little bell icon next to it. When you go to the YouTube channel, I have to tell you guys this because I believe people don't understand or don't know how to read properly. But I will say this for everybody. If you go to my YouTube channel and it already says subscribed with an ED at the end, it means you're already subscribed. You're already on there. Okay? There's people that, I don't know why I don't get no for notifications. I said, because you unsubscribed yourself. There's people that will do that because they don't know how to read the word subscribe and then subscribed with an ed added to the end. Subscribe and with a d added. So I know it's like I got to give people education. Come with verbs and nouns, blah blah blah. So if you're already subscribed, D with a D at the end, don't touch it. Leave it alone because you're unsubscribing yourself. Every time I direct people there, I notice a drop in numbers because people are unsubscribing themselves. So yes, all right. I think with that being said, because people don't understand verb, nouns, past tense, present tense, whatever. I feel like I have to educate people. I'm sorry, but okay. David Montez, no, you're fine. I started late, so don't feel bad, David. Do not feel bad. Um, are you going Monroe? I'm not sure what Monroe. What do you mean? But I'm getting ready to jump off here now. Yeah. So again, go check out my YouTube channel. It's called Bigfoot Zone with ECBRO in parentheses. If you're already subscribed, don't click nothing. You're already on it. You'll get the notification if I upload something or something else happens. If you're not subscribed, click it. It'll just say subscribe alone. So I'm sorry I gotta be like that, but so ladies and gentlemen, if you guys hopefully you guys have a good evening. I know it's Sunday evening. The work week's starting back for me tomorrow. I'll be on the road here and there, wherever I have to go. You guys have a great night. Keep it squatchy. And I do believe I'll be back soon. I'll be back sometime later this week. We'll do some more live discussions. Write down your questions, save them for later, and try our best to respond to them. Have a good night, guys.